everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Pray for Japan. This week we're talking about the prefecture of Nagano. So Nagano Prefecture has a population of 1,991,390 souls. It has 39 towns that have no churches whatsoever, and our missionary ratio for the Nagano Prefecture is 1 to every 46,311 souls. So Nagano Prefecture is the fourth largest prefecture in the nation of Japan, and it has a mountain ranges known as the Japanese Alps, which is a very interesting set of mountain ranges, and just gives the cultural heritage of the Nagano Prefecture this kind of Japanese Alps region. So we also want to mention that the Nagano Prefecture is big on agriculture. It is a very big agricultural prefecture, and many of the products from the Nagano Prefecture are agriculturally based. The Nagano Prefecture is also characterized by local distinctives that date all the way back to the Sengoku era, and carried on even through the Meiji era, when Japan finally dropped the shogunate ruling and became completely unified under the Meiji government. So the first thing we're going to pray about is the COVID-19 situation that continues to be a blip on the radar of the world and continues to cause some just a little bit of concern in the world right now. So we just want to pray over that situation, that God will resolve it, and we want to pray for all the unrest that is going on in North America and beginning across the globe due to certain civil rights and prejudices that have erupted. And we just want to pray over those situations and just want to just let the love of Jesus shine in those situations. And the second thing that we want to pray for is the reopening of the world, as the world begins to reopen from the COVID-19 situation, that God would keep everyone safe and keep everyone healthy, and that God would just move on the reopening and open the lanes of travel for missionaries and open up the lanes of travel for us to get back into the field and for us to get back to doing what God has called us to do. So the next thing that we're going to pray for is our hospitals or jails, nursing homes, police stations, orphanages, mental health institutions, those type of places that provide those services to those individuals that are either in pain or just known as the undesirables of society. We want to pray for these facilities, that God would move and send revival to these facilities on not only the occupants or the patients, but also on the staff. We want to pray that God's Spirit would move in those facilities and just touch and bring about a revival in those facilities, in that field of work, because God can touch people at their workplace, and we just want to see that in the nation of Japan. And the next thing we want to pray for is the 39 unchurched areas in the Nagano Prefectures, towns, and things like that, that we just want God's Spirit to move and touch, and for evangelism and churches to be planted, and for the Spirit of God to move in those towns that are unreached, and God's message to go forth that He does love them and He wants them to be saved, and there should be a church in every town in the Japanese islands, and we want God to move on those situations in the Nagano Prefecture. So the next thing that we want to talk about is the evangelization of the Nagano Prefecture, that God would just do the same thing in those unchurched areas all across the prefecture of Nagano, plant churches and evangelize Sunday school teachers and bring workers of the gospel into the Nagano region to touch the Nagano people and just move in a mighty way that the Japanese in Nagano would feel His Spirit. The last thing that we're going to pray for today in our Nagano prayer video is we want to pray for deputation. We want to pray for the missionaries that are starting to get back on the road and get back on the field, that their funding would be provided, and that God would provide churches for them to speak to, and for people to give funding to them to help them get back on the road. The next thing that we also want to give a short announcement about is for our deputation, and that God would just help provide the funding we need to get back on the road, still believing to get back on the road by the end of 2020, to get back to Japan by the end of 2020, and just help facilitate the revival and help move forward with Aim for Japan 2020. And we just want God to move in those situations. There are multiple ways to give, and our links can be found on our website. It can be found on our Facebook page, on our YouTube, to give to our ministry and just help us get back onto the road. And the last thing I want to mention is my shirt, Everyone Needs Jesus, with the nation of Japan right here, is from a fellow aimer named Jamie Davis, who is selling these to help get himself back to Okinawa and I will leave a link at the bottom of this video for those of you that would like to give to Jamie Davis and help him get back to Okinawa and would like one of these shirts. And every time an aimer has a shirt, I try to buy one and help them get back, because we're all in this together. We're all trying to reach the same thing. And I'm going to be promoting their shirts and promoting their projects, websites, things like that, to help them get back to the field. Because like I said, we're all in this together. We're all on the same team, and we just want to see God's glory move in the nation of Japan. As always, thank you for joining us in Nagano Prefecture today. Next week will be Gifu Prefecture, so be looking for that. Please like and share this video, get the word out there, let people know what God is doing in the nation of Japan, and that the nation of Japan needs Jesus, because everyone needs Jesus. And just go ahead and like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date to all of our update videos, our prayer videos. We're going to be doing a new project where I'm going to be bringing in videos from other aimers to talk about the need in Japan, and just kind of hear some different voices on the nation of Japan and the need for Jesus in the nation of Japan. So be looking for those. It's a good project, and I'm really excited to start that project. So just be looking for that stuff, and join us on social media. Help us spread the word. Help us spread the word. We share our updates. We share our reports, and we share just news of what's going on in Japan and the nation and the ministry in Japan. And just it's a great resource for us to be able to connect with those of you that are interested in the ministry in Japan and are interested in the ministry that is going on in the Japanese islands and throughout the Japanese prefectures. So pay attention for those things, and we thank you for your investment and for your support, especially your prayers for Hope for Japan Ministries and for the nation of Japan, and for the aimers and missionaries and workers that are helping to bring the gospel to the lost souls in the Japanese islands. Thank you, and God bless. We'll see you next week.